It is the only facility of its kind in the world, virtually self-contained, almost totally self-sufficient. It needs no life support to operate. It covers over 200,000 square feet of land, in some areas nearly 4 stories high. You are about to enter the facility that revolutionized the way boats are built today. When you have completed this tour, you will know why Mariah boats are built and equipped like no other boat in the world. It all has to start somewhere. For Mariah, it starts here, in the design department. You see, a superb line of boats grow from the seeds of inspiration. The Mariah design starts with our company president, Jimmy Folks, then with the added imagination and talents of our in-house designer, Evan Forbes, and with the assistance of Bennett Design, the respected marine architectural and design firm from Holland, Michigan. Mariah boats are developed with advanced computer-aided designs, allowing us to use the power of CAD to combine the science of advanced marine engineering with the sharp contemporary lines that have become the Mariah benchmark, the benchmark that others strive to achieve. The beautiful look of Mariah is generated at the Mariah plant, where we have a personal, hands-on access to the Mariah boats of the future. Those original designs and concepts are then refined and critiqued to assure that every new Mariah design is a home run, that will have a distinctive look, that will hold its appeal and value long after the fads of boat designs have passed. Mariah's in-house designs are then sent to the tooling department. Mariah produces such a large fleet of models that a full-time tooling department is required to keep up with the demand for change. This demand allows Mariah to keep a team of some of the finest tooling craftsmen in the marine industry on staff. The tooling team carefully handcrafts the plugs from which the molds will come. They also make modifications to the existing models that allow us to constantly refine the look and the performance of Mariah boats. This process requires strict attention to the most minute details. In this first step of boat building, these flawless plugs give the molds their perfect shape. One ripple, one blemish, one tiny imperfection in a mold will create that same flaw on every boat built. Perfection is a standard that must be maintained by the tooling department. The operation of this department is constantly under the watchful eyes of our company founder, Jimmy Folks. There is an art to handcrafting a boat, and few people are possessed with that talent. Mariah is proud of the artisans that make up our tooling team. Every Mariah built has their signature of perfection upon it. The molds for Mariah are built in much the same way as our boats. Gel coat is applied to the plug of the boat component, followed by layers of resin and glass mixture. This process requires careful calculation of the thickness of materials applied to make sure that the molds do not warp. After a long cure time, a working frame is built to hold the mold in shape, and it is then carefully inspected for any flaws that may have developed in its construction. If the mold is as perfect as the plug from which it came, it earns the right to be put in service as a working mold, and it's delivered to the mold prep department. The mold prep department is a staff of hard workers with good eyesight. It is their job to keep the molds that make Mariahs in top condition. They constantly check the condition of the molds for any scratches, marks, dimples, or any other minor flaw or imperfection that may have developed from the constant use that our molds get in the boat building process. Any blemishes found are carefully repaired before they are prepped for use again. For a fiberglass component to come out of a mold perfectly, the mold must be perfectly prepared before it is used. After each use, Mariah molds are thoroughly cleaned to remove any trace of residue that may have been left from the last product built in that mold. If the mold has lost its perfect luster, it is stripped and waxed by the mold prep staff. Mariah uses only the highest quality gel coats available in the construction of our boats. The drums of gel coat that are delivered are individually batch tested to make sure that they meet a constant standard of quality that is required to create the type of high luster finish that we demand at Mariah. Mariah sets its own standards when it comes to the look of Mariah. Close matches do not count. Each year, Mariah works with market specialists and our own dealer council to come up with the base and trim colors that match the trends in the world of design and fashion. These selected colors are then perfectly matched with our topping materials, upholstery materials, and the exact color formulas are forwarded to prestige trailers. Our standards for perfect color combinations are so exact that even a quarter shade difference between a canvas and gel coat color is not acceptable. In fact, it can sometimes take months just to find the right nuance of a shade to fit into our color scheme. In the gel coat department, the custom colored gel coats are mixed with accelerators and catalysts at precise ratios for application to ensure the hardest, shiniest, most durable finish possible. The gel coat is then applied in one of our high-flow ventilation paint bays. They are applied with guns that pre-mix the precise measures of catalysts and gel coats. Careful attention is paid to obtain an even, uniform thickness to the gel coat. Mariah sets a standard of at least 20 to 24 mils of gel coat material on each and every boat we build. Z models, requiring in-the-mold graphic striping, are carefully hand-masked by special craftsmen. The base color is applied, the masking carefully removed, then the accent color applied. This process takes extra time, but the value of accent color molded into the hull is well worth the effort. After the gel coat process is completed, the gel is allowed to cure, then inspected for quality before being sent on to lamination. Mariah uses a combination of materials in the lamination process to build a premium boat that sports a brilliant, durable finish, as well as high tensile structural strength. The company has always been open to try new products, but often finds that traditional methods are still the best. The first material used in lamination on decks and hulls is the application of a skin coat using a fiberglass chop and a vinyl ester resin. The vinyl ester resin is more than 2 times the cost of production resin used by most boat builders. This very dense resin mixture prevents print-through of the fiberglass material, substantially cuts down on gel coat cracking, and most importantly, it serves as a moisture barrier to retard the growth of osmotic blisters. A combination of Nitex biaxial fiberglass and polyester putty are used at key critical structural points along the chines, in the strakes, and the keel of the boat. This building technique gives the hull an I-beam-like strength. That, coupled with a 40 to 60% glass-to-resin mixture chop layup, make up the bulletproof base lamination of a Mariah boat. The components of the hulls and deck are further strengthened by including core mat sheets along large structural panels. Cuddy cabins and cruisers, and all runabouts over 22 feet, are further strengthened by the use of encapsulated balsa wood along the large structural surfaces. Both of these stiffening products, the core mat and the premium balsa wood, allow us to add significant strength to our boats without adding a lot of weight. After a full lamination has been completed, the hull, deck, liner, and other components are allowed to cure. This cure time is an important process to keep the component from warping, sagging, or altering shape after it comes out of the mold. One of the most innovative design changes at Mariah in the last decade has been the introduction of the unified floor and stringer system. This patented building process allows Mariah to build a boat that has no wooden stringers or ribs. The one-piece floor and stringer is a full liner that fits within the hull of the boat. The liner provides the boat with full linear and lateral support. It also gives the boat a finished interior, literally, from stem to stern. The stringer liner is bonded directly to the hull in two separate ways. First, with an advanced industrial adhesive that creates a bond as strong as the fiberglass it is holding together. Next, the floor and stringer system is bonded to the hull using Nitex 1708, giving it a true chemical bond as well as a mechanical bond to hold the boat together. This advanced bonding technology creates a one-piece tubular unit with a hull that is very solid and lightweight, allowing our boats to perform better with less horsepower. The stringer and hull are bonded by marking the hull, installing a transom board, applying the adhesive, lowering and placing the floor stringer system into the boat, and applying weights while it cures. After the stringer unit has completely bonded to the hull, the cavities are then filled with a high-density closed-cell flotation foam. This added flotation is incorporated into every Mariah that we build, not just the ones that are required to have it by law. Not only does the use of the foam on all of our boats improve the overall safety of the fleet, but it also works in tandem with our stringer system to create an incredibly solid and quiet ride. Many of the components used in the construction of a Mariah boat come from sheet products, such as the plexiglass used in many hatches, lids, and covers. The starboard products used for items such as ski locker covers and swim step hatches. And our Greenwood Forest CCX pressure-treated XL wood, used for transom supports and certain interior structures. The XL treated wood has a limited lifetime guarantee against rotting and damage to panels caused by termites, other wood-eating insects, or any microorganism that might attack wood. These products are all supplied from our wood shop. At the heart of this department is a 3-axis computer numeric control router. This advanced piece of computer robotics can carve out several precise, uniform components from a single sheet of material. The process creates products quickly that meet exacting standards for uniform fit every time. The investment in the CNC router has significantly reduced our product costs by its savings in labor, time, and materials. Our vacuum molding department creates many of the molded polymer parts that enhance the overall Mariah look and style. It creates savings by its rapid production time and has increased our ability to make complicated and stylish parts for our boats. The vacuum forming equipment makes products like our designer-style dashboards, molded armrest doors, glove box and ice chest lids, along with the many compartment liners found in a Mariah boat. The vac form machine uses large sheets of polymethyl-based plastics. The sheets are rapidly heated in a large, high-temperature oven. After the heating cycle, they are instantly removed from the oven, placed over a mold that uses vacuum pressure to pull the plastic against the mold, holding it in shape while it cools. The sheets with the newly molded components on them cool almost instantly and can be removed promptly. Then sent to the 5-axis computer numeric control router for trimming. Similar to the unit in the wood shop, this CNC machine can make intricate cuts and trims. However, unlike the 3-axis system, the robotic arm can maneuver around three-dimensional products, making precise, calculated cuts time after time. The investment into a vacuum molding operation within a boat company is not typical for the marine industry. However, Mariah has felt that the investment pays off in that it allows us to control the quality of the product better, and more important, it allows us to avoid interruptions in the supply line for the molded parts that are needed to build one of our boats. Mariah operates its own aluminum manufacturing plant. The in-house manufacturing facility supplies the assembly line with fuel tanks that are custom designed for every model, allowing us to maximize the fuel capacity for each boat we build. We also build water storage tanks for our cuddy cabins and cruisers, holding tanks for our larger boats with galleys and heads, and backing plates for the many deck and hull attachments that require through bolting to securely attach them. Large sheets of marine-grade aluminum are cut to size by the hydraulic shear. The larger sheets are used in the various tanks found in Mariah boats, while the smaller pieces are drilled out to make hardware backing plates. The tank sheets are shaped by using a large hydraulic brake press. These pre-shaped components are then welded together using the TIG welding process. Mariah has greatly improved its aluminum component quality by bringing the fabrication process under our roof. It has also eliminated those supply line interruptions that were common when supplied by an outside source. Along with the aluminum fabrication shop is our stainless steel shop. This shop produces our own custom stainless steel bolster seat frames, our stainless steel bow rails, handrails, docking light housings, which are found on the Mariah Z models, and our custom-built three-step boarding ladders. Experienced cutters accurately measure and cut the different base stocks to the proper length. Curved rails are then hand-bent to precise angles to shape the products. The individual parts of the components like ladders and rails are then assembled and properly aligned prior to welding. Then the seams of all components, from ladders to rails to docking lights, are expertly welded by experienced TIG welders. Mariah does not use mechanical devices such as screws or rivets to hold our stainless rails together. Everything is welded for a solid, maintenance-free component. The finished products are then sanded and polished to eliminate any trace of the weld and to bring the component to a chrome-like, brilliant luster. You will notice that many of the parts created and assembled in our stainless steel fabrication unit are actually welded into place while anchored to a template of the boat that they are intended for. The in-house stainless steel fabrication plant at Mariah guarantees our supply of quality-grade stainless steel components built to our standards of craftsmanship. Many boat companies subcontract their wiring harness manufacturing. Not at Mariah. Mariah has invested nearly 2 years of research and planning into electrical harness and dash fabrication. The result? A state-of-the-art electrical and dash fabrication shop that virtually eliminates any wiring issues. Mariah's wiring division uses an automated crimping system that creates a permanent bond between the wire and connector. These color-coded wires are then pre-measured for a custom fit between boat component and connection point. They are bundled into wire runs and loomed for a tidy appearance. The connector ends of the looms are then encased in molded plugs for a corrosion-free, watertight fit that allows for easy connection and disconnect. Mariah finishes its close supervision of the electrical part of boat building by assembling our own dash units. This process allows us to check the gauges for alignment and fit. It also allows us to monitor the proper functioning of the gauge units that we install. One final but extremely important aspect of manufacturing our own electrical harness and dash components is that it eliminates assembly line shutdowns that result from waiting on deliveries from sluggish suppliers. Perhaps no other in-house division of Mariah is more obvious to the casual observer than the pride we take in the production of our interiors. We have always insisted on operating our own upholstery shop from the very first boat that we ever built. We consider our interiors to be finely crafted furniture. Even in our smallest boat, there are over 300 separate pieces of upholstery used to make the most comfortable and durable boat interior found anywhere in the world. We manufacture our seat bases in a variety of different applications. To these seat bases, we add 8 different layers of ultracell foam, cut right in our upholstery shop. Ultracell foam is by far the most durable seat foam that we have ever encountered. The tailored seat cushions are then encased with covers made from prefix-treated vinyl. The product that we use on seat covers is a foam-backed prefix-treated stain and wear-resistant vinyl with a 42-ounce rating. That makes it one of the most plush materials available in the world. The seats are sewn together using stitching techniques that are common to the world's finest luxury automobiles, such as double needle stitching and seam stitching with foam-ribbed inserts. The seat covers are cut from patterns that have been custom matched to the cushions for a perfect fit. Our upholstery department also crafts the plush side panels, padded inserts, and headliners that go into our boats. Upstairs, above the upholstery division, is our canvas shop. The shop makes all the vinyl tops and covers for all Mariah boats. Our canvas department uses only premium materials for construction that have been custom matched with our gel coats in the prefix sport topping material and color coordinated in the Aqualon material. For bimini and canvas tops, we use prefix vinyl sport topping and Aqualon for our travel covers. All of our topping materials are assembled with Gore-Tex stitching to give it long life durability. Mariah tops and covers start from a pattern that is made from a hand-built template that has been built to the exact model of boat. This prototype cover or top is then converted to a pattern that is used to produce custom-style canvas at production prices. The canvas cutting tables supply the pieces of material to the sewing tables for assembly. The seamsters and seamstresses use heavy-duty machines to assemble the pieces and install zippers and flaps. Snaps and grommets are then installed with an automatic punch and press device. The completed tops are then mounted onto aluminum or stainless steel frames. The individual components begin to arrive from their respective departments to take their rightful place in the final assembly of a Mariah boat. One of the many unique features of a Mariah may be seen coming together on the mezzanine level above the final assembly department. It is here where side panels and other small fiberglass components are assembled as a unit in our small parts assembly area. Sinks, lights, stereos, plumbing connections, and stainless steel fittings are installed into the fiberglass panels that have been manufactured in lamination. All of the pre-manufactured components from the different shops, divisions, and assembly areas around the massive Mariah factory begin to converge along the final assembly line. This amazing process starts with thousands of parts and ends with a work of art, a beautifully finished new Mariah boat. As hulls are delivered from lamination, the wiring harnesses and carpet is installed into the boat. Mounting brackets for the engine are installed. An engine for that particular order is picked from the parts inventory, and the power plant is carefully installed and aligned. Depending upon the preferences of the ordering dealer, Mariah boats are equipped with either Mercruiser or Volvo power plants. At the same time the hull is having the carpet, harness, and engine installed, the deck has been delivered to deck rigging, where hardware such as horns, cleats, ski eyes, rails, and dashes are mounted. Mariah assemblers carefully measure and place each hardware component on the boat. Each piece is through-bolted and backed by a wood block and an aluminum backing plate for a strong, permanent fit. From the hardware installation station, the boat is positioned at the deck setting station. If it's a cuddy cabin or an MCC series boat, interior panels and headliner panels are installed before the deck is lowered onto the hull. The process of attaching the deck to the hull is a critical step for alignment with several other components. It has to be just right. After the deck is aligned and in place, Mariah uses stainless steel screws to attach the deck to the hull. The attaching seam is covered with a rub rail that features a stainless steel insert on most models. At this point of its construction, the boat now goes through a pre-wiring section where the dash and electrical features are carefully wired and tested. After the major components are assembled, technicians install the doors, the hatches, the cockpit seats, windshields, and other items. These installations are all items that must wait until this point of construction because final fit and finish are critical. After the boat has been built, we move to the final wiring stage. Depending upon the model, the stereo or stereos, microwave, TV, refrigerator, and any other electrical items are hooked up and tested. While this is going on, the graphics department applies emblems, names, and stripes to the boat as it nears the end of final assembly. Our stripes are custom color coordinated to match the accent coloring of the gel coat and canvas topping material. The graphics used vary depending upon the size and model of the boat. Before the boat moves into final inspection, it is thoroughly cleaned and all canvas is installed. The boat is then ready for the first inspection process. The inspector goes through a checklist to make sure that every component is in operating condition and that the boat at this point is delivery clean. If the boat has any imperfections at all, it is at this point corrected by extremely qualified touch-up personnel and technicians. The original inspection is then checked by another inspection that is performed. Once the boat passes this inspection process, it is now ready for our shrink wrapping and loading phase. Mariah operates its own fleet of trucks. Just like every other operation that we have established in-house, it is every bit as important to make sure that someone takes the same care and pride in getting the boat from the factory to the dealership. Our drivers are hand-picked, and they take extra care of the trucks that they drive, as well as the boats they deliver. Of course, building and delivering the product is only part of the job at Mariah. Helping Mariah dealers be successful is also part of our job. Our marketing department works throughout the year on a variety of campaigns to help tell the Mariah story around the world. Mariah places ads in marine trade and other publications not only across the United States, but internationally as well. Strategic planning and constant press releases result in press coverage about our new products and our new building techniques. In addition to an international effort, Mariah offers advertising support to those local dealers who are willing to take on an aggressive advertising campaign. Armed with catalogs, camera-ready art, and videotapes, Mariah backs up their dealers with a wide variety of products to help them get Mariah in front of the boating public. Continuing in its support of dealers, each year, Mariah offers a complete sales and product seminar with training on all aspects of our products and on the best ways to service as well as to sell them. Realizing that customer service and support is one of the most important ingredients to a successful boat company, Mariah also has a team of customer service experts trained to help dealers solve problems and answer questions that customers may have with their boats. These trouble sharpshooters help dealers keep their customers happy and their boats on the water where they belong. Perhaps one of our greatest services is the least taken advantage of. It is the Mariah University. This service training academy is offered at the Mariah factory, free of charge to anyone that will take the time and expense to get here. The intensive one-week program trains a service technician in the most common areas of service and warranty repair. Those that complete the program know how to efficiently fix most any problem that might arise on a Mariah boat. In fact, we have such confidence in Mariah University that we base part of our warranty program on the attendance and successful completion of the school. Mariah will pay a dealer full shop rate for warranty as long as the dealer does these three things. Sends at least one service technician to the Mariah University. Complete and return the pre-delivery inspection form that we ship with every boat that we deliver. And that the dealer is willing to do fiberglass and gel coat repair work in-house. All of these programs and services, along with the full line of Mariah boats built in the most advanced and vertically integrated boat building facility in the world, explains why Mariah boats are built, equipped, and backed like no other boat in the world. We thank you for joining us on your tour today, and as always, happy boating.